Well, I'm just going to cut right to the chase and say that my low is the fact that my heel is legitimately hurting like hell. Seriously, I really could barely I've barely been able to walk. It hurts so much. I mean, I'm absolutely positive I didn't break it, obviously, but something must be wrong with my Achilles. That or I may have compressed a nerve. I have no idea. But I've never known pain like this. It really does feel as if like the pain that came from hurting my ribs just transferred all the way down to my foot. And it's not remotely pleasant at all. And it's bothering me because I was actually doing really well when it came to finally working out again. Can I actually do any, can I please work out again and not get injured, please? I ask you. Sorry, just really bothering me. Especially when I was doing so well, too. Let's see. So that was how my day went yesterday. Oh, didn't really talk about my high or act of kindness, did I? My high was I did get to see my folks yesterday. That was a lot of fun. And there was a new episode of Hot Ones. And you know what? This is going to sound crazy coming from me, but yesterday I finally checked out Nick Cannon Presents Wildin' Out. I mean, considering that my introduction to Matt Rife was by watching old clips of Wildin' Out, I'm like, you know what? I should give this show a chance. And considering that last night was the premiere of season 20, why would I not check it out? And I'll get to that in a second. But, yeah, a lot of good stuff happened. It's just a shame about my foot at the moment. And my act of kindness was I helped my mom make dinner last night. Not much, we just had burgers. They were really good burgers from a Sam's Club, however. Like nice, like tender burgers. Like I think like prime rib meat burgers or something like that. They're really good. So, that's how my day. So now I can say that's how my day went. So I think I should also just get right to it and talk about yesterday's episode of Hot Ones because that's going to pretty much be the crux of today's video. So, the 301st episode of Hot Ones featuring Lewis Capaldi, who I went into detail the other day regarding how his most recent music video of his song Wish You the Best made probably every person I know cry because the dog had to die in that video. Well, first the old man died, and then the dog died. Spoilers, by the way. It turns out that was the very first question that Sean asked, which was, how do you feel about the fact that there's a warning on TikTok about people watching that Wish You the Best video and like crying? And right away, I mean, I should have kind of figured this out when Niall talked about how unapologetically Scottish he is. Lewis Capaldi is. But straight up, he enjoys it. He is like, he always wanted to be famous on TikTok, and if it pays the bills, why not? And actually, right after that, he's a total sadist. Because Lewis Capaldi is a fan of Hot Ones, and he will actually do a little prayer before each episode. Okay, so actually, where would you place that, like, alliances, or not alliance, but whatever that is? Because to me, I'm thinking it's more like chaotic good with this guy. You know what I mean? I don't know. He talked about performing at this place called the Gange at a young age, and how good it was that when he was young, he learned how to deal with hecklers. Although it was really interesting how, I mean, full disclosure, like shout out to any bars that are doing a good job making sure no one underage drinks. Because Louis Capaldi actually had to hide in like the bathroom for a while so no one noticed him. And so like someone gave him like permission to like perform on stage, and he did. Which is, I think that's really cool. He talked about how from October of 2017 to September of 2018 was the longest time it took for him to write a song. And he also talked about how much he hates himself whenever he's writing a song. Like, there's a certain level of catharsis you get when something very hard you worked on actually comes to fruition. I love that. I get that idea. In some ways, doing these videos works. He talked about how this one place called Tony's Fish Bar is technically still the best pizza, but he never got free pizza considering that he lived like right next to it. Which, I mean, I can't say I don't blame him, but I was gonna say, yeah, come to think, I promoted Emilio's hundreds of times. Okay, not hundreds of times, but I talked about Emilio's my fair share of time doing these videos. I never got free pizza from Emilio's. Not that I want one, but, you know, it'd be cool. Okay, sorry. Let's see. Actually, it was interesting because when they got to wing number 5, there really wasn't a question asked. They just talked about how they had met previously at a nightclub, and Niall Horan just happened to be there. In fact, Louis Capaldi actually recorded Sean Evans saying, "Hey everybody, this is Sean Evans' first sweet feast, and this is those hot ones. The show with hot questions, even hotter wings." And like he's like literally doing this at a nightclub. You can hear the sounds and background and everything. It's really cool. He talked about what happens when you write a song when like your expectations for a song you wrote or for a record are succeeded. And I mean, to be honest, if I had thought of it myself, I probably couldn't come up with this answer as well. But it really is great to have that sort of reaffirmation about that. And that is, you learn that you don't know anything. You don't know if, a record you write is going to be a hit later. There have been people who thought that they wrote songs that were the greatest of all time and they were complete garbage. So, there's some give and take there. And I respect that. Okay. Now this was the question I was looking forward to the most. And that is, because remember, when I talked about, on Tuesday, when I talked about Louis Capaldi being the Hot Ones guest, he was previously mentioned on Niall Horan's episode. And Sean asked him, what's the most unapologetically Scottish thing that Louis Capaldi does? And Niall Horan says that he purposely makes himself incoherent to others. Remember, Louis Capaldi is of Scottish descent, and so, he has a Scottish accent, and sometimes people don't understand that accent. I get that, I respect that. And, again, just like the status that Louis Capaldi is, it's true. He does purposely make himself incoherent. However, Americans, such as myself, actually make more of an effort to understand what he's saying. English people, specifically posh English, not so much. And he also talked about how his go-to Celtic FC chant is the song Grace. I actually have heard that song. It's a very good song. I like that song. Okay, the bum one, he actually handled himself on the bum fairly well. But Sean asked him, what's the appropriate amount of money to spend on a date? And then Louis Capaldi's like, nothing. And that's when he started going under a lot of pain. Although he did elaborate on that a little bit, in which he said, you know what, that actually does remind me. On Valentine's Day a while back, I actually did talk about what I would do for a Valentine's date if I had one. Anyone remember that Fairly Odd Parents meme? Anyone? Anyone? Okay, no. I turn around like people are here, no one too. It's just me in front of the camera. You know, you see me, I can't see you. Okay. So in a way, I get why you don't need money, or you don't need to spend money to be on a date with someone. I mean, well, and maybe it's because I myself am a loser who's never really had a girlfriend himself. But I would imagine that enjoying her company would be enough. Like, just go for a walk, holding hands, talking. That'd be good enough for me. Again, though, you're talking to a guy who's a complete loser, who's never had a girlfriend. And just recently got over heartbreak. Although I will admit, the feeling of heartbreak almost came back a little bit. For the simple fact that I finally saw that girl again, who I hadn't seen since before the pandemic started. And, okay, a bit of, I'm just going to talk about this for a second, then I'll get back to how it was. For the record, it was my mom who originally thought I should date this girl. And for those of you who don't know, it was my mom who originally thought I should date this girl. And I didn't acknowledge that she was right because of, again, the whole believing to be I was on the spectrum thing. My mom put me in special ed, so why would I trust her, yada, yada, yada. And then later my mom would change her mind because this girl is kind of on the snooty side, I guess. Having seen this girl for the first time since before the pandemic, I mean, my mom might have been right about her personality, but the feeling of heartbreak is still the feeling of heartbreak, if that makes sense. So, honestly, at the end of the day, she should be who decides who she wants to be with, and who the hell am I to really do anything about that? Personally, I just hope she gets married soon and gets it over with so I can put it behind me. I don't know. Oh. Actually, am I going to be able to do that? Yeah, I will. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, you know, I never acted when I should have. Even though, in my defense, it was either her or my nephews. And, well, at least my nephews have an uncle now, so what can you do? Right, I'm talking about how it was. So, any thoughts on AI-created music? Because Lewis Capaldi doesn't really care. Personally, I have to go with the belief of Archer saying, do you want Skynet? Because this is how you get Skynet. But that's my opinion. That's not Lewis Capaldi's opinion. And right now, Lewis Capaldi does not care. And finally, any words of wisdom for those feeling less than? Yeah, Lewis Capaldi said the exact opposite answer I probably would have said. Basically saying that, you know, life is meaningless. We're all going to die. You know, yada, yada, yada. Now, me personally, I want to make one thing clear. I know that's true. I am vehemently aware that it's true. In fact, you know, I've had over 15 years, almost 15 years, to, ever since I stopped contemplating suicide. And, you know, yeah, there have been times where, you know, I thought maybe it should have been me. But at the end of the day, if you die, you die. So, personally, if I have any words of wisdom for those who feel less than, I do have several words of advice. The first is, if people are saying that you're worthless, then they clearly do not know what floss-and-ostenidolification means. For those of you who don't know, floss-and-ostenidolification is the longest word in the dictionary, and it means to judge something that is deemed worthless. If anyone calls you worthless, you tell them, if I'm worthless, why are you even judging me in the first place? Think about that. So, that'll at least sort of quell the haters a little bit. I would also say, your family definitely matters. The people in your life who lift you up rather than bring you down, they truly matter. Stick by them, and every day is a new horizon. In fact, it could be a chance that a new day will be said horizon that you're searching for. You just gotta believe it. You just gotta hold out hope. You just do. And honestly, I think hope is what's ultimately led me here. So, I'm doing pretty good. Has my life been perfect? God, no. But it's better than it would be if I was dead. Well, I talked for so long, I didn't even get a chance to talk about Wild Out. So, having checked out Wild Out for the first time, I mean, this is my first season opener. You know, I think what's the saying for Doctor Who fans? You never forget your first. You never forget your first Doctor. This is my first Wild Out season opener, and I mean, I like it. Obviously, thanks to Matt Rife, I have been watching old clips of Wild Out, but this is my first season opener, and I had a blast watching it. I think it's really funny. I think the people on that show are hilarious. There's no way someone like me could ever be on that show. I'd be lucky just to be in the audience. But be on that show? No. It would be funny as hell though if I was. Not that I'd bomb and I wouldn't be funny. It'd just be more like, wow, I'm actually here. Look where I am now. I hope you like this video. If you'd like to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I am very humble in this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy for me. Hopefully you have a wonderful, 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 wonderful Friday. Did I do Happy Friday? Happy Friday, everyone. And remember, if you guys want to talk to channel, I'm going to be here to lend you right back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby. One last thing. We have 40 more days until Pumpkin Spice returns to Dunkin' Donuts. I'm so excited. My inner white girl shivers with anticipation. See ya.